Hey everyone, welcome back to the Soft Life channel. It is finally sinking in for most of us that the economy, prices, and being unemployed may be a predicament we find ourselves in for a little while. Many are sharing their experiences, and I'll be sharing my thoughts later in the video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Here we go.
I lost my job a little over 5 months ago. When you combine that with the fact that I just turned 25, so now my frontal lobe is fully developed, and the fact that I've applied to 50-11 jobs and got nothing in return, needless to say, I've been in a funk, and a funk been in me. I think the hardest part of this journey is realizing that I spent 5 years getting a degree that, one, I'm not using because the job market is in absolute shambles, and two, is for a career that I low-key am burnt out from and don't even want to do anymore. So I say all that to say, while yes, I do have a master's degree, and that's cute, fine, and dandy, my life is definitely not where I want it to be. And I'm slowly but surely realizing that that is okay. But with realizing that, I also realized that I need to get up and get my actual shit together because life is still going on whether I wanted to or not. So I hope that you guys will join me for a series that I like to call Degreed for What, where despite having a degree that's currently collecting dust, I start creating a life I deserve that is less stressful and definitely more enjoyable. Cheers to getting our shit together, bestie.
Yesterday, my tenant called me to let me know that he's going to be applying and probably taking a job back home. And the level of like sheer just, what the fuck am I going to do? So I bought a townhouse in South Pasadena, but like South Pasadena, early 2021 when I had a job in LA. I was the VP of marketing. Then I went on to be head of growth. So like I was making enough money to offset it. My mortgage plus HOA is $3,000 a month. And I texted my real estate agent. She was like, do you want to move back in? Baby, I can't afford to live in my own house. No. Let's go ahead and find another renter.
Woke up hella early today to grind, but like I realized it was only like 2 p.m. so I went back to sleep. Then I woke up, checked my social media, see if anything blew up, but it didn't. So I had to go apply for a job. I didn't really find anything that looked like super chill, so I took a quick break and like played some video games for a little bit, and that's pretty much what I did the rest of the day.
Gen Z doesn't want to work anymore. That doesn't mean they're not working. They are working. They're working 40 hours a week, and they still can't afford to live on their own. This is the difference between poverty in capitalism and poverty before. Poverty before, it was like, I'm in poverty because I'm like unable to work or I'm sickly or something. Poverty in capitalism is you are in poverty because you are working. You are in poverty while you are fully working. They can't afford food and rent and healthcare. These aren't luxuries. These are basic necessities. And hell, who wants to work all the time to not be able to afford things? To barely be able to afford to live? Why do y'all hate workers so much? You are one. I hate to be the one to tell you, but you're not going to get rich. Only 1 in every 1,000 of you is going to get rich. Maybe less. You're not going to Bezos out. I'm sorry. And so all the work you're doing, you're riding for your boss. You're riding for the rich person you're never going to be. And you're stopping workers like yourself from getting a better cut.
How do you guys do it? How do you survive? I'm apartment shopping. I'm looking for a place to live, and it's so out of my reach. I work 2 jobs from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then from 4 p.m. till 11:30 p.m. I literally run to my second job just to be on time, and I still can't afford living in California. Like, I just can't. I know some of you guys have roommates. I can't do that because I take care of my mom, So it's awkward. It's not everybody's willing to share a house with an elderly woman, So how? I feel like a single parent. Like I'm apartment shopping. I've even considered renting a room. And just to give you a perspective, a room here in Thousand Oaks, where I live in Ventura County, is going for $1,200 a room, 1 room. God forbid I look for a studio, and it's like they want $1,600 for a little tiny studio, and they want you to make 3 times the amount of rent. Perfect credit. God forbid I look for a 2-bedroom or even a 1-bedroom apartment. 1-bedroom apartment goes for $2,300 in my area. A 2-bedroom apartment goes for $3,200. How do you guys survive? Jesus Christ, when did fucking living become a luxury. Like, how? Let me know. Like, 'cause I've even considered moving to Nevada. I considered moving to other states where rent is cheaper. But if you think about it, the minimum wage is a lot lower, which would only take me to a new city with no friends, like nowhere, like a whole new city, and then still be making minimum wage and still be in the same position, just with a different salary. I'm losing hope. I'm really losing hope. I don't know what to do.
What are we doing? I got paid yesterday, paid my bills, had about maybe $500 for 2 weeks. Went and got groceries today. I'm about $100 for the next 2 weeks to cover gas. Any groceries that I forgot, because we all forget what's on our list. I just want to know, how's everyone doing it? I order groceries online, like for pickup, because if I go through the store, I end up buying more than what I actually need. And so I couldn't help but notice today when I was ordering from Aldi, the price of eggs at Aldi went up half. It doubled. Last time that I was shopping for eggs, they were $1.95. Today, they were $4.19. What's everyone doing? What's everyone doing? I was so sick this week that I didn't eat dinner, and my kids were fed junk. I mean, not junk, but, you know, mac and cheese, ramen noodles, because my husband was the one doing the cooking. We didn't even have to buy a lot of stuff. How are you all surviving? Because I'm tired. I'm tired of prices the way they are. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of struggling. And you know what? I don't even have to buy eggs. That's not even the point of this video. My mother-in-law luckily has chickens, and she gives us plenty of eggs. The point of this video is everything is going up. Everything. Milk is over $3 a gallon. I'm buying cheap food for dinners. Our food isn't even good quality anymore. Like, what the hell are we paying for? Sorry, I'm frustrated. I just want to know what everyone's doing to afford the inflation that the government says is not happening. Because my bank account says otherwise. And I'm seeing a lot of people on here saying the same thing. Something's got to change.
I'm sorry. I don't have any. I'm a little baby. I'm a baby. I have no money. I can pay you in blocks.
You're not a baby, you're a man!
No. I'm a baby.
Here's the really cool thing about life. 1 year ago, I started up my own coaching company. I was living at home in my parents' basement. Really didn't know what I wanted to do after college. 1 year later, I'm just posted right here. I live in a new city with amazing people. I work with a number of clients who I get to help accomplish whatever their goals are. I am so beyond happy. So if you're out there and you have a dream or an idea that you want to pursue, try it. The worst that happens is you realize it wasn't meant to be. But I would take living with experience over living with regret every single day. So here's to 1 year of being unemployed.
I was just wondering if you guys are hiring at this location.
But we're not currently hiring.
Hi, I was just wondering if you guys are hiring.
At the moment, we are not. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you. Hey, I was just wondering if you guys are hiring.
At the moment, we are not.
Hi, I was just wondering if you guys are hiring.
We currently aren't hiring at the moment.
Ah! Anybody else just sick of this shit? Just sick of it. Sick and tired of this shit, cause same. Realizing that I can't afford to live. Bro, what? I work full-time hours and I can't afford insurance because if I opted for insurance for me and my dependents, guess what? I would work full-time just to make sure I have insurance. I wouldn't even be getting paid. I would owe them money. So I wouldn't be getting money to pay my bills. My rent just skyrocketed and I can't afford it, so I have less than 30 days to move, and everybody else is asking for 2 to 3 times rent. 2 to 3 times, I can't even speak. Who the fuck makes that? Yet, have y'all seen what's going on with our government? They can't even pay their own bills. But I'm gonna just leave it at that. Are y'all paying attention? Like, we can't afford to live or die, because then you gotta pay for that shit too. It's just like, I know I'm not alone. Neither are you. But who said this was the dream? Because this is a fucking nightmare.
Are you running out of ways to try to rebuild your credit? Well, try Self-Lender. It's a free credit score monitoring system that allows their members to open a credit builder account. A credit builder account is a low-cost loan that you essentially make to yourself that allows you to build savings and your credit at the same time. Stop getting denied and get on board with Self-Lender. The link will be in the description box below. This credit building account is just too good not to share.
How do you guys do it? How do you survive? How, like, I'm apartment shopping. I'm looking for a place to live, and it's so out of my reach. I work 2 jobs from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then from 4 p.m. till 11:30 p.m. I literally run to my second job just to be on time, and I still can't afford living in California. Like, I just can't. I know some of you guys have roommates. I can't do that because I take care of my mom, you know? So it's awkward. It's not everybody's willing to share a house with an elderly woman, you know? So how? I feel like a single parent. Like, I'm apartment shopping. I've even considered renting a room. And just to give you a perspective, a room here in Thousand Oaks, where I live in Ventura County, is going for $1,200 a room, 1 room. God forbid I look for a studio, you know? And it's like, they want $1,600 for a little tiny studio, and they want you to make 3 times the amount of rent. Perfect credit. God forbid I look for a 2-bedroom or even a 1-bedroom apartment. 1-bedroom apartment goes for $2,300 in my area. A 2-bedroom apartment goes for $3,200. How do you guys survive? Jesus Christ, when did fucking living become a luxury? Like, how? Let me know. Like, 'cause I've even considered moving to Nevada. I considered moving to other states where rent is cheaper. But if you think about it, the minimum wage is a lot lower, which would only take me to a new city with no friends, like nowhere, like a whole new city, and then still be making minimum wage and still be in the same position, just with a different salary. I'm losing hope. I'm really losing hope. I don't know what to do.
Anybody else just sick of this shit? Just sick of it. Sick and tired of this shit, 'cause same. Realizing that I can't afford to live. Bro, what? I work full-time hours and I can't afford insurance because if I opted for insurance for me and my dependents, guess what? I would work full-time just to make sure I have insurance. I wouldn't even be getting paid. I would owe them money. So I wouldn't be getting money to pay my bills. My rent just skyrocketed and I can't afford it, so I have less than 30 days to move, and everybody else is asking for 2 to 3 times rent. 2 to 3 times, I can't even speak. Who the fuck makes that? Yet, have y'all seen what's going on with our government? They can't even pay their own bills. But I'm gonna just leave it at that. Are y'all paying attention? Like, we can't afford to live or die, because then you gotta pay for that shit too. It's just like, I know I'm not alone. Neither are you. But who said this was the dream? Because this is a fucking nightmare.
I'm about to be freaking homeless and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Hey guys, it's Tazia Sadi. It's been a long time, so I'm here to just kind of give you guys some updates about what's going on, what's new, what's old, the good, the ugly, and even the embarrassing. So as some of you guys may have heard, I am in the process of moving. I have been in this apartment since literally 2020. When I first moved here, it was not that hard to move in here. All I had to do was show her my pay stub, show her that I had a job, show her that I could pay the rent. And at the time I was paying $9.57. However, as every year went by and I was renewing my lease, my rent was going up 10%, which I understood. And then this year I had, well, I guess last year I had Mustafa. And now with everything going up, everybody's rent is going up. I asked both of my neighbors on each side, like, how much are you guys paying for rent? And one of them was like $18.50. The other one is like $17.45. And I'm still paying $1,200. So they're ready to like have me moved out, because in reality, they're not making any money off of me. And they're ready to like renovate this whole place, charge the next person that moves here, you know, that $1,800. And with my apartments, I have told them, like, my two oldest kids, they don't even stay with me all the time. They are with me week on, week off. That is the parenting plan that I have with their dad. And she was like, at first she was like, well, you can show me the parenting plan and then maybe we can figure that out. So I got the parenting plan, and I gave it to her, and she was like, well, I talked to the higher ups and they just decided that, you know, we're going to end your lease, and because there's just too many people living there, even if it is week on, week off. And I was just absolutely stunned. I was just like, what the hell? Because if I was going to decide to renew my lease, they were going to up my rent from $1,200 to $1,300. And I thought to myself, what's $100 more? Even though that was pushing it, I thought to myself, it's better than just having to move, because there's moving costs, there's deposits, there's first month's rent, last month's rent, all of that I have to do, and the packing and the kids and, you know, work. It was just so much to think about it. I was like, and let me just say to anyone that's not living in the United States and wants to come to the United States, don't. It's horrible. Everyone is suffering. Like, we are just on the verge of homelessness. Like, I am on the verge of homelessness. By the end of this month, I have to be moved out, and I don't even know where I'm gonna go. I have called all the areas around me, even like the most ghetto areas that you could possibly think of, to ask them like how much rent is, and they're talking about 14, 13, 16, and I'm like, I can't afford that. I'm a single mom. I work 2 jobs. I literally cannot afford that. Like, my highest budget right now is $1,200. That's as high as I can go. And to some of you guys, you might be thinking, oh wow, $1,200 is nothing. Well, for me, it is. It's a lot, because like I said, I'm a single mom. I do not get child support. I don't get any financial help from anything. The only thing that I do get is literally food stamps. That's all I get. When you call around here to ask like what are the requirements to get into the apartment, it's literally you must have like a credit score of 600, no lower than. If you have any debt, you have to pay it off before you can even put an application in. And so I had to learn a lot about credit and how credit works, and I had to look into Credit Karma and Experian and see like what accounts I have closed, what I can dispute, and apparently disputing something takes months to even come back. So as of right now, like I have no idea where I'm gonna go. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I've already started packing. I'm gonna move everything in my storage, and then I don't know. I literally right now, as of right now, I do not have a plan. I do have family members and my best friend and my sisters doing the best that they can to help me. I've even started a GoFundMe page because it's literally so hard, and it is so scary to think like, am I going to be sleeping in my car by the end of this month? And I know what you guys are thinking, like, oh, well, you have 2 baby daddies. Like, why won't they help you? Come on. They're not going to help me. Now, if they were, you know, our kind, if they were Balkani, if they were foreign, they would help. They'd be like, okay, you know, at the end of the day, she's still my baby mama. She's my mother's children. I'm going to help her, you know, because that's exactly what I would do for them. But they're not like that. I honestly never imagined that I would just be at this point in my life where I'm about to be freaking homeless and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. And the most terrifying part is, like, even me working 2 jobs right now, it's still not enough. You know, it's been the hardest month of my life because, like I said, I've been living here for the past 4 years. And I know, like, you guys used to make fun and be like, oh, you know, Section 8. Even getting into a Section 8 right now is hard because I don't live in Section 8. So getting into a Section 8 is like a year and a half just waiting list. Not to get in, just a freaking waiting list. Same thing with all the apartments. Like, the waiting list is so long. You know, when I talk to them, they're like, oh, we may have an opening in December. We may have an opening in November. I have to be moved out by August. So where am I going to go from August to December? From August to end of November? I have no idea because it's so hard to just find a place, period, even if it's temporary. If you live with your parents right now, don't move out. It's really rough out here. I mean, there's adults that I know right now that are having to move in back with their parents. The way that it is right now in America, it's so hard. Just the whole credit score and that alone is insane. Making 3 times the rent is insane because they don't even make the 3 times the rent. But they require us to make 3 times the rent in order to be considered for the application. I did set up a GoFundMe page, and it was the hardest thing that I had to do. I literally had to talk to my best friend. I had to talk to my sisters, and I kept telling them, like, I feel so weird and I feel disgusting and gross and I feel like a failure. And they're just like, no, like, you're a single mom and you need help. And if there's people that can help, then great. Even if it's $5, even if it's $10, just make the GoFundMe account, and you never know what can happen. So I did make the GoFundMe account. I did link it in my bio, and I'm going to link it down here. If you can, that would be wonderful. If not, it's okay. Even kind words will help me. So yeah, I'm sorry the video was so long. But like I said, if you guys have any advice for me, if you guys have any leads, if you guys know any churches that help out single moms, please let me know. It does not have to be money. It could literally be kind words. It could be you guys giving me something that I don't know about. If it could be leads, it could be guidance, whatever. If you guys do want to donate, you can, but like I said, it's absolutely not required. But yeah, thank you guys for always being here for me. Thank you guys for always supporting me. If you could share that link as well. Like I said, you don't have to donate. It is not required. But if you could share it, that would mean the world to me, because this sucks. And like I said, I would not wish this shit on anyone. It's hard. And if you live with your parents, if you have good parents that support you and guide you, don't take them for granted, because being an adult is really hard. Living in America right now is really, really hard. You guys have a great day. Love you.
So here are my thoughts. What we are going through right now is not new. I remember back in 2008 and how jobs were so scarce. Money was tight and people could not afford to live. This was one of the most profitable times when I started my own Amazon store. As I grew, I just didn't know how to scale. Today, many people are going to have to start their own businesses or live off of gig work while they're looking for jobs or going back to school. The old method of everyone going the same route is quickly coming to an end. When resources are scarce, companies are not hiring because they are not turning a profit. I know it sounds cliche, but you have to think about forging your own path and thinking outside of the box. This is also a great time to work out, eat as best as you can, and give yourself some grace. Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.